Well, ooh, I'm find my lip balm. I finished the Greenland video and I'm so pissed off at the inability for people to be adults after all this time from hard work from lots of people. However, these commentators, and I'm sure that other people have went through this worse than me, and they're out there, the president's so stupid, why are they fighting over Greenland? Well, I don't hear any of these same people commenting about how stupid Denmark is, or NATO. Oh, it's just a country. Where are the weapon systems of our network-centric warfare? Where are we in our Law of War manual today in 2026? Well, ooh, I'm find my lip balm. I finished the Greenland video and I'm so pissed off at the inability for people to be adults after all this time from hard work from lots of people. However, these commentators, and I'm sure that other people have went through this worse than me, and they're out there, the president's so stupid, why are they fighting over Greenland? Well, I don't hear any of these same people commenting about how stupid Denmark is, or NATO. Oh, it's just a country. Where are the weapon systems of our network-centric warfare? Where are we in our Law of War manual today in 2026, updated from 2015 when it comes to Pentagon Directive 3009, autonomy in weapon systems, including your lethal autonomous weapon systems called claws, like claws, cognitive lethal autonomous weapon systems, molecules that can control themselves, DNA origami, protein folding, the DARPA Foundries program. Oh, I forgot. Candace versus Erica. So I don't have this huge list of excuses like I notice a lot of people do. They make excuses for all this really bad media behavior, just in general. And what really pissed me off was listening to General Flynn on the redacted report claim that Netflix was ahead of our CIA, and then listening to Jones parrot and echo that on his channel. That just pushed me right over the edge, because I'm going back to biophotonics with how we store data in DNA, with our spatial temporal memory that we're using with convolutional neural networks, recursive, generative, adversarial neural networks, whatever, in order to explain to people the agentic AI. I just realized what's playing on my Sonos. Little Blade Runner up in here. Because they're already augmented. Their backbone went hot in 2017 and 2013 in Las Vegas. I think it was already there. Barnaby Jack was there to explain to people it was easier to hack a human body than a car, and he died in his bed before he could get to the DEF CON. And I was living in Vegas at the time. So what I'm telling you, when I'm trying everything I know how, because you guys don't seem to understand continuity of government plans that I heard when I was 4 years old and ongoing back and forth for jobs. Here we are. And everything that you told people and are still telling people, they're going to fall in their face, make the wrong decisions for their healthcare, their home, their environment regarding where they're working, what they're doing, because you have them fixated on literal Art Bell-styled fairy tales. So the president says we need Greenland because over there in Europe, they want to go to war in every which other direction. The sandbox is on fire. That's your Peter Strzok stroke smirk kind of problems out of the 70s in Iran. Where's any real knowledge of geopolitics? Candace and Erica. Okay. So you have a bunch of civilians that are hot, ready to go. They're pissed at law enforcement. They're pissed at the military, and they don't trust the fucked up government. So now you're relying on them to trust Donald Trump Is that what you're thinking? Like, we got enough MAGA, we got enough people that are blindsided, stupid, weaponized Christianity, because I hate to call it that, makes me want to spit, and that's going to get us through. Because we already know that the country has already been segmented into different slots for no longer being a cohesive United States. Right? And that's the Mad Maxing of the country y'all also talked about. 2021, Malfoy and Jones and everybody all excited, making their own AI. Then the big beautiful bill comes out and goes, no, states can't have their own AI. They're all mad. And I'm sitting here looking at it with a different Art of War book perspective going, okay, wait. You didn't tell anybody shit since I was a child? So they're going to think whatever it is that they spiritually believe in and run around in circles while you guys are aggregating geofence grids for the C40.org agenda, because you're already done with all the rest of it. Upgrades. Oh, it's the Golden Dome. And I'm like, yeah, with enough relay stations, as long as they're under our control, like the Computer Weekly article talked about. Oh, we need Greenland so that whoever it is that, you know, they claim, ooh, deep state, or, you know, it's Turkey, it's Russia. Well, if we don't have access to our own base, that could be a problem. That would be my guess. Or it's just more optics. We already have it. It's secured. And in the background, we made deals. Okay. Geopolitical people, political people. This is why I don't generally watch you, your content, or like you. Because you pretend that it's not a fucking handful, small conference room group of people that have already made these decisions 20, 30 years ago. I don't have that luxury. I heard about all this bullshit, fake Handmaid's Tale, get them to fight each other, Christian versus Islam, take each other out, put the AI in charge the way we wanted to, we're good. Now, when I look at the generational behaviors, when I look at where people are at mentally, all of our seniors, all of our elder people, I'd say 40 and over, they're getting shoved out of their homes, bought out. Your answer was 50-year mortgage. So this same president that couldn't get it done anywhere with Epstein or anything that people really care about, then you take them into the military. Well, no matter what, they'll support their military. W. Ban Hunter, 2014. And once shit goes sideways enough and it's fucking weird, problem, reaction, solution. Here's your solution. Here's the military. The same military that did this to their own family members all these years, that sold access to bodies for black money because everybody else was doing it, that knows damn well if they go against the system, they'll end up a homeless veteran or the VA will just take care of that. Same military? Yeah. Okay. How many of them who were vendors for your DOD got quantum dotted against their will 2020 forward? How about 2015 forward? But they love you. Well, they can't go against you. As a living weapon, the magnetics of their blood flow will fuck them. Won't it?
Je te désire.
I watched this.
Prends-moi. Je suis à toi.
You're in big fucking trouble. I tried to help people understand. You could just put the little tape in there of how many times I said, I don't know what you're doing. Why would you leave it this way? You're not going to have any triage on the ground. You have a bunch of red shirts running around who will then go chicken with their head cut off, mob mentality. And I heard NCS wicks. Interoperability with fucking FEMA and the emergency broadcast system. Where are the 5 branches? You're fucked. Black projects, good night. That's what they're fighting over. So that means that even if you are, go military, don't fuck yourself. Well, it's all fucked up on the inside. We've got all these embedded spies and Chinese hardware, blah, blah, blah. So whatever you do, don't tell anybody normal, anything real, break their trust so they'll turn on us too, then we'll just kill everybody. Anybody think this through? No, we'll send General Flynn and Jones out there to tell them we don't really have that technology. And what about all the people that are dead, harmed, physically maimed? Both from your shot and all your electronic warfare fucking around, open air testing, eugenic style on your military. This is where, when I watched what you did with girls who said yes, your N3s, they walk through the wall, they walk back over into our space, 3D world, blood everywhere. They don't care. They're augmented. Now they can move any way they want to. They can harness 300 different human brains, intracardiac. Sneeze, they're hitting the top of their cranial nerves, sneeze, and all those people fall dead of a stroke. Done. One little girl, worldwide. That's worldwide radar, you motherfuckers. And those biophotonic circuits and arrays on the same databases that you're using for all of your different metamaterial plasmonic systems. Daddy worked worldwide radar. Mommy was cryptoanalytics. You fucking idiots are leaving everyone in this nation to be a red shirt. Why? Oh, we have a no, you don't. No, you don't. Well, the Americans will just sit there and be placid. No, they won't. Not everywhere. Not even close. But they're not going to know which direction to go because they want to trust their police, their military, their EMTs. And did it ever occur to you that some of us have family that we know don't like the way things have been going and would really like the ability to protect the people they love, which is the whole reason they signed up, did the job, did the career path in the first place? We're going to get it out in the open. This is aerospace. This is not disclosure. This is playing games with our tax money right now. Oh, it's Milnet, Satcom. Ooh, boogada, boogada. Because you have no intention of telling anybody that there ain't no way to go back to 1995. If I have to hear, oh, for good, one more fucking time, 1880s Washington, D.C., photonic networks, where are we today? Same Bell Labs way it's always been. Oh, we're going to have disclosure. You've had 6 years to do that. 10, 15. I want you out from under my skin and out of my fucking house. No. Now it's national security and healthcare. Or what? Well, we'll just light the whole nation on fire, let them kill each other. And some other guy, he said, it doesn't seem to me that the elites are in any way, shape, or form bothered, but they're not planning for this Blade Runner utopia where everyone's augmented and cyberpunk. Take another deep breath, step back, and I look and I think, no, of course not. The GitHub nerds are playing with low-level shit. Then middle management. Then the military. Where are your black projects? Well, that's continuity of government. Oh, but that's not the same type of Marine Corps military with your SES and your Secret Service. NCS Wicks. And I said, execute Order 66. How do you actually kill a hybrid that has 6 other bodies around you? I've read the MDPI in the testing 3 years ago. You don't. Just like what happened with the Venezuela thing, spewing blood from the face. Do that in a pocketed area, claim it's Ebola, everybody gonna lock down faster than the last time. You guys have been testing that with Virex Biolabs for 2 years. And cyclotrons you can hold in your fucking hand. It looks like the Hermes Birkin bag of the Sumerian reliefs. So if, as our military, you wanted trust, faith, anything real, we would have heard 6 months ago or better, a year ago, with all those different congressional hearings, we wouldn't have had Catherine Herridge making a fucking fool of herself. We would have had real answers. Hey, triage on the ground. Here's what could happen. Here's what could happen in context of Golden Dome geospatial. No, just give us your blind trust. Okay, what have you been doing with these targeted individuals for 15 years? Nothing, they're all crazy. But trust us. You ever had to meet one of them before? You ever had to deal with children that are targeted before? Okay, set that aside. Have you ever met anyone who has a faith or a belief, that this includes atheists, okay, that don't want anything under their skin connected to an AI, a person, someone outside of them? Okay, don't give a fuck about them, all right? Then who is it that you military are protecting? Because it is not the civilians. It's not your family. It's not your friends and neighbors. And this is a global geopolitical climate for many years. So you're not protecting our ground where we live. Data centers going up everywhere, poisoning water, water pressure problems, no fucks given. National security. Who are you protecting? Building a ballroom? No, it's a new IMEX style data center probably, or whatever the other upgrades are. Oh, who are you protecting? Because you're not protecting us. And then you got ICE out there pissing everybody off. And you still, even with all the mesh networking, storing data in our DNA, all the hybrids walking around like that movie from the 90s, V, and we're all just expected to sit here, especially those of us who know better. All we want to do is protect our children. Here you are. We're going to go make Maduro's guys bleed from the face. Then we're going to make sure America thinks that our president is so stupid that he's just randomly acquiring Greenland, while Iran and their backwards ass missiles and whatever else, it was on the Daily Mail, people made fun of them, but whatever else you've got going on over there that you've been fucking with since the 70s, bare minimum, these are the actual systems, continuity of government style, to make a fight that nobody can get out of so that upper management gets what they fucking want. And boogada, China or Russia, either way, or anything else in between, and they stay in charge because they'll come in as the solution. See? Now we can protect you. How? We're augmented. Oh, it's human evolution, way of the future, forced augmentation of your biology against your will because we decided that's what we're doing. It's a human upgrade, don't worry. There'll be some other system, including humans, under your skin 24/7 to force actuation in the body through the Wi-Fi. Where's my recourse? Well, you don't have any. This is why I didn't think I'd be online for long. I thought the Marine Corps was going to get off their ass and do something different. And then I found all the psyops that while I was drugged to death on paper had went on. While I was being drugged, you guys fucked everyone. You made friends with those influencers who all know better. And those are the same groups of people who are running the show right now. Tell nobody, have an event, and then maybe you get access to your own neurons under the skin, but you'll never have access to your own body ever again. You didn't tell him that. On the IITSEC floor, when they asked, once you're done with your service and you go to retire, how do you retire a living weapon, an augmented human? Air Force Research Laboratory responded, well, you don't. Once you're augmented, if you want to retire. And the other guy said, terminate, and they all laughed. It's no wonder people want little green men in anything but this level of human-to-human betrayal with this many jobs and indoctrinating, brainwashing, harassing, hazing our young people to keep these horrible secrets from their parents who probably took out a second mortgage so they could get their degree. That's pretty bad, yeah. But I'll tell you, the heart fire and the hope that people are looking for, it will be human. If you get augmented, if you keep slapping on the wearable, the cryptocurrency, all these as-a-service networks, you will be less and less human. That means that solutions are with real humans. That's not military. Well, the military's the only way. Well, they're the Praetorian Guard of all these augmented humans who are part of that industrial revolution. So what are we doing here? Because they're not protecting us. They think we're just nothing more than cattle. That even came out of the mouth of that survival guy. And I'm like, shit. Yeah. Why would they do that, though? Because their synthetic biology is predicated upon eugenics, control of proteomics and all these wireless systems that aerospace has control over, separated completely from your executive branch. And so there's all your bullshit with, well, Trump had this brother and blah, 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 and he's going to bring it all back together. Well, if he can secure Greenland and tell NATO to go fuck itself so that we can secure the homeland somehow, maybe. But why would we be doing that? We have secret deals all over this world to maintain that same system. So who's really fighting each other? Continuity of government. Take them back to Handmaid's Tale, make them fight. We're never giving up these remotes. Yeah, Netflix is way ahead of us. The CIA doesn't have weapons like that. Jones, the CIA is not magical. Nobody has anything like that. If you want me to apologize for being livid pissed, you're going to have to go somewhere else. You know why? Buma and myself both have been assailed. Like, the amount of comments, letters, pleading for help. And I'm pretty much on my own explaining biology. That is abhorrent. As a species, all of us should be ashamed. There is no benevolent reason to hide human biology from other humans and then pretend you're the great heroes for handing us nothing other than further digital enslavement with no legal recourse, no congressional oversight, nothing. Give us your children. Give us your career. Give us your life. We give you nothing. Bury you, leave you homeless. Thank you for your service. Now hurry up and die. Email after email, comment after comment. There's Catherine Herridge bumbling along. We'll pay your bill finally. You got hit in the 90s. Ruin Beltran's work. Well, drink my magic solution. Take out an RFID from the 90s. See, you're free. Human to human answers with empathy circuits in the brain that run properly. Infrasound healing, the real kind. Harnessing that parasympathetic system, harnessing your own central nervous system, harnessing your own human biology for yourself. Way to go fucking it up for everybody, Mystery School. It's because you all chose to anesthetize people. Cowards. We're not going that way here on the channel. I'll have more classwork up in the fast classes folder. I'm still kind of on vacation, just taking it easy, recovering, thinking coloring book, and how soon I'm going to end up forced to snail mail only. Just kind of trying to plan for it, because the efforts that you are shadow banning me on X, other people were even surprised, like, Sabrina, I can't find you anywhere. Yeah, they took away my blue check right before, about 2 weeks before the drama hit, or somewhere in there. And ever since then, January 1st, they're NATO networks, etc., but they're posing it all as the great savior. Well, they've had all year to do it. CMS, Medicare, burned down the fax machine, etc. Nobody wants to talk about what's really going on. They all want their ghost stories, their religions. That's pretty bad. So, the strength to stand alone, like I did after I left Vegas with my hat, etc., is the strength to make a stand. And I am surrounded by people that stand on their own. I've been that way from the beginning. Everybody who's been here knows this. I don't want followers. I don't want sycophants. I want people who stand on their own. They know how to harness their own central nervous system. They don't need DARPA Elect RX. They don't need a wearable. They just need themselves. and the more bodies that are physically, epigenetically impacting their cell structure by breathing that are not full of heavy metals, metamaterials, nodes, as a service, cryptocurrency tethers, the more bodies around them that are not full of all that, the better off they will be. Free range, as much as possible. My body, my choice. Oh, but we're the military. Oh, but national security. You are under my skin and that of my kin. The line is drawn. For those of you that are fully mentally retarded, oh, she's defending Trump. No, I just find it absolutely abhorrent that we can't communicate appropriately about these weapons of war that are on our shore and on CONUS. Making everybody look stupid is a disadvantage for all military, law enforcement, EMT, all of it. That's why. Got nothing to do with Trump, and I don't do politics. You all know that. Mark 536, amen. Things to think about. Fourth wall people. I'm going to be uploading some videos that are only for you all. People had asked me like, hey, did I miss something? No, I didn't do any lives because of all the trolling and the whining and blah. I'm like, hey, I got to stay focused. So I've been working on that because I have another CAN bus for the vehicles, further explanation, more details for the mechanics, the DIY types, because I got into a great discussion with a friend who works on safety as an engineer at Chrysler. And between the conversation I had with the other guy and another set of mechanic people and this guy, and then he sent me a bunch of documents and I have other documents, and I said, okay, I'm going to fill this in because it was the parking brake, not the brake pads, but where those systems start by year, and where in the electrical you can mess with them, and where are they pulling the biosignals so the car itself can hit your intracardiac network. And he goes, well, it can't be that bad. And I said, we are dealing with NatSec. They've had this for a long time on Star. So we started looking at it and pulling it apart exactly the way I said. If I'm wrong, so hallelujah. Well, you're not fully wrong, damn it. So we're going to explain it. And I was relieved to hear from more than one person that they showed that video to a mechanic friend and they went, oh shit. Well, yeah, we all know those of you that are real, how hard it's been to get parts. Here in West Virginia, time like stops, and we have people with junkyards making buku money, and people going, what's going on? They're coming up into the hills to clean out junkyards? Yeah, and it's even better. You ain't got to pay for nothing. They pay for all of it. Then they give you a bonus if you let them do it within 2 weeks. I'm like, this was years ago. Years ago when we moved here, I'm going, why are they cleaning out junkyards way up here in the hills and other places that are real hard to get to with that level of machinery to pull all those parts and things like that? I mean, real small roads, etc. We're good. We're coming to get it. What you doing with all those parts? So there is hope in humans. If you're one of the human augmenteds for 15 years in conferences at universities, and you're scheduled to be the new saviors, superhuman, so we're all waiting for whatever you're going to do next, and then, here we are. I don't know, could be. All I'm trying to do is ensure that those of you out there that know, because you've been studying for 2 years or whatever, that you understand that these people have zero impetus to tell you anything. You're not human to them. You're a set of cells to be exploited. Exploiting your fat tissue for faster data transfer. Fat tissue, faster data transfer. Muscle tissue, better for storage. So you're a walking hard drive, or a beacon point, or a relay point, or you are a node on a network to control another body area network local to where you are, or you're a set of synthetic biological cells that are epigenetically close enough to whoever's augmented around you to siphon your cells wireless drugging style for whatever their endocrine system needs at your bioelectric homeostasis cost. 30 grand for a jump drive. So they have no reason. and get to tell you anything. And given that it's continuity of government going back and forth with what seems like the littlest bit of aerospace arguments, and that's it, they're going to do whatever they want and get away with it again. Because we had 5 years, 3 years with me going, yo, biology, hello, mom and dad had jobs, what are we doing here? We're going to just go ahead and mow everybody down. I'm telling you that Virax Biolabs, those videos I did 2 years ago, that was all sold to the IRS and everybody else. They got a portable cyclotron. They are good to go. Just have a few pockets of Ebola in this country. Everybody will lock right back up. Not a problem. There's no way to avoid these things? Well, what? So wait a minute, though. Wait. Sabrina, we can avoid it. No? Well, then what? I don't know. I would think that once you start mutating people on purpose, or they run out of the ability to have a clean enough blood flow to hold their form, I mean, we're talking about some very dystopian, nightmarish, synthetic biology bullshit, which is why I said no. No synbio, no more augmentation. And, I tried the other way, which is appealing human to human. If they did this to you as a child and you figured it out and started fighting it off by the time you were like 5, and you're like, get the hell away from me. And that's where you've been your whole life. And then you come to find out, 40 something, you go down to the post office and they're like, yo, you're in the 6G. And you're going, wait, what? Then come to find out, this is jobs and everybody's augmenting for 15 years at universities. It's the coolest thing ever. It's the next human evolution. And you're like, that horrible torture that I barely survived on paper, that's the next human evolution. Yeah, we were just testing it. Now we got it really tiny. There it goes. And then, we're just not going to tell anybody we faked a pandemic, and we're going to keep lying to them about their own body and immune system so that we can fuck them all over and use them for whatever we want. Sippy straw, set of cells, affecting another body area network, DNA sequencing, storage. Yeah, they're just chattel. They're just walking hard drives. No big deal. But we love you. Oh, and don't forget, everybody's going to be a millionaire, beautiful, live forever with their artificial wombs. Scatica up in here. And by all means, just sit there. And whatever you do, don't get pissed. We got this huge TI community and this huge amount of people that are severely injured. Fuck them. We're busy. That's why I don't do lawfare. Lawfare is waiting on you to die. You're not going to get anywhere. So, whatever they're going to do, the one thing I do know for a fact is that those of us who have opted to protect our body, we have a much better shot of actual survival than anybody who's getting shot up, taking wearables, and all this other stuff. That is a piconet, petabyte, what's it called? The IMEC data centers. Sub-femto level response of natural human brains, no bioelectromagnetic algorithms. Human to human, that's what's going to make it. You lock yourself into all these wearables, heavy metals, they own your ass forever. Who's they? You'll never know. Just like those of us who are still fighting to get this out in the open. It's all secured by clearances, jobs, and multiple countries who work together so that they can play with their toys that are in them black projects. 5:36, amen. See y'all tomorrow.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor.